With so many colleges going test optional for the class of 2021, and some schools even for the class of 2022, it's tempting to get excited that, hey, we don't have to take these exams. But before we get too happy about that, let's consider two things. One, what does test optional actually mean? And we actually have more leverage with our SAT scores now than we've ever had before, and that's too much of an opportunity to pass up. So first of all, test optional. There are a lot of colleges that have been test optional for years and years. So what does it mean when a school is test optional? Well, when we apply to college, there are actually a lot of things that are, in fact, optional. For example, community service. No one's forcing you to do that. Part-time jobs are optional. How high your GPA score is, that's optional. Varsity sports, optional. As well as just any extracurricular activity. So, if you want to get into the college, it makes sense to not opt out of sending your SAT scores, especially considering that a lot of your competition is. All right, but now let's talk about why your SAT scores are actually so much more important than ever before. So in this current pandemic environment, most of the factors that go into our college applications just aren't quite what they used to be. So let's look back at that list there. So the fact is, community service, can't really do that right now. Part-time jobs, most of those are not happening. The GPA, we're going to come back. I want to talk about that a lot, actually. Sports aren't happening. We just can't do any of our awesome things that we used to be doing just a short while ago. So let's talk about the GPA. With all the remote learning going on this past spring, a lot of high schools simply gave pass or fail grades. Other schools had policies where your GPA couldn't go any lower than where it was before. So this really important piece of the admissions puzzle, our GPA, holds less weight than ever before. But one thing that admissions officers really can make a lot of sense out of is our SAT scores. And the good news is this is an exam that you could learn how to take. You can learn to do well. So don't shy away from that. Do the work, succeed on the test, send your scores, and have a huge advantage on your applications. If you have any questions about any of this, you can find me on jakesatprep.com.